Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Thank you for watching. My name is Rich Tarani and we're coming to you from San Jose today. We're on our program is Scott Kolman, who's the Marketing Director of Amdocs. Scott, hi.
Hi, good to see you, Rich.
Good to see you too. Now your company is extremely large. You've got lots of different divisions, but one of the areas of your focus is customer management for carriers, right?
Right, yes.
So I figured that that would be a good area for us to talk about.
That works for me.
Can you give me an overview of what your department or division has been doing lately?
Sure. You know, it really at the core, it's all about the customer experience and that interaction between the, in our case, the service provider and the customer themselves, and how that's changed over time. You know, the way people communicate, what they need to do, you know, how they're going to buy and gain support for customers, and for service providers, ensuring that they do that while they reinforce their brand along the way.
And in terms of some of the things we talked about just before we went live here is the listening to customers. You said choice and voice, I believe, was the expression you used. Why don't you tell me a little bit, or tell us a little bit about what that means?
Sure. I think in the area of choice, you know, really, if you look at the changing dynamics in most geographies, most countries, customers have more choice than they ever had before. I can choose who my voice provider is, or my entertainment provider, my online internet, or whatever. And now it's becoming many times the same company. And I don't have to put up with things maybe I did before in the past. So I have choice to where I'm going to spend my money and how I'm going to use services. I also have voice. You know, I have voice that before, if I complained, other than my my spouse or my friends, so what? You know, if it was a bad experience. Now I can go online. I can broadcast that to a large number of people, and I have the ability to impact others and their choices and their decisions along the way.
Sure. I wrote for Customer Interaction Solutions magazine recently. One of the things I said was that, especially with tweets, the search engines are now evaluating tweets as much more important than they ever were before, and things like the new caffeine update of Google takes into account social networking commentary, and so if you do a search on a company, you may see that company's referred to in a tweet as a very high level result, maybe in the top one or two results. And so if you and I, let's say, had a bad experience with a company and we were to tweet negatively about that company, that tweet could end up on the first page of a search engine as a result. When someone is searching to possibly do business with that company, that could be potentially devastating, and the company may not even realize it.
Yeah, typically the highest level of the first level of search responses is typically end user originated. So, you know, it's individuals putting on statements, blogs, it's tweets and the like. So it's very powerful and something that companies need to be able to take seriously, and consumers can be able to use that to be able to make a decision along the way.
Now, so the obvious question is, how is Amdocs helping?
Sure. The real area we're looking at first and foremost is in the area of the customer service side. Clearly on the purchase side it's important, but it's also, you know, when a person has a problem, the first thing they do is they go on, many of them go online, they go to Google, and they ask a question, even before going to the traditional service provider site. So it's important to be able to understand what's going on and be able to reach out beyond their traditional customer care organization into what the community is doing. Being able to know when a problem has been resolved, who are these people who are making recommendations, you know, to solve problems from one individual to another, and understanding that maybe these super users are great customer care people for you. Do you need to be able to give them access to new offerings? Not trying to sway them, but more to give them the ability to have exposure to something, and then if it's good, they can now promote that in a way that's very positive.
So we're entering into the social CRM realm here, and I told you a moment earlier, and I just want to let the viewers know that TMC has actually launched a social CRM Expo that is going to be in Los Angeles this October 2010, because we see this evolution coming as well of CRM and social networking kind of coming together and merging like never before.
Yeah, it's really both in the service, but also the understanding of the value of the customer. You know, another area would be, you know, maybe historically a company values their customers based on the amount of revenue that they generate for them per month, or maybe it's by how little they interact in terms of cost to the business. Well, now there's different dimensions. So I may be spending a relatively reasonable amount of money. However, I'm very influential. I have a tendency to, I have a lot of people following me. I share information. Suddenly, my value goes up dramatically, but it's not the traditional measures. And so it really points to understanding more broadly who your customer is, what they're doing, how they're communicating, and really leveraging the knowledge and the insight that the company has on their customers. Not in a way we're Big Brother. We're not talking that. We're talking about, you know, knowing who they are, what their needs are, and really tailoring that. It's finally the day of the customer experience is coming. You know, it's been talked about, but suddenly, because of this changing dynamics, because of the environment that we face, you now have to do that. It's a necessity.
So, final question is, what's next for your company and this particular area of the business?
Sure. So, you know, what we're really looking at is truly understanding how customers interact, focusing on the variety of the way that they communicate and the needs that they have, so that it really is going back to addressing how I want to communicate with you, when I want to communicate with you, the fact that I may go in online to do one thing but then make a purchase in the store, and really leveraging that knowledge in a way where it's providing that superior experience for the customer and for the company. Obviously, it's improving the value of the business.
Well, great. Good luck in your future endeavors, and thanks for being on the program.
Thanks, Rich. I appreciate it.